The Il-114-300 is a Russian turboprop regional airliner developed to help revive the country's domestic aviation industry. The aircraft was designed as a modernized version of the earlier Il-114 platform. Its main purpose is to replace aging Soviet-era regional aircraft operating on short-haul routes. The design focuses on operations from airports with limited infrastructure. Altitude Addicts, the YouTube channel presenting this analysis, explains that the aircraft is specifically suited for short or even unpaved runways. Such capabilities are extremely valuable for regional connectivity. In theory, the aircraft should be an ideal solution for countries with large regional networks and underdeveloped airport infrastructure. Aircraft of this type are needed to connect remote regions in nations such as Russia, India, and many parts of Asia. However, the Il-114-300 program has also generated debate. Even before entering full serial production, the aircraft has attracted criticism over its rising cost. Altitude Addicts notes that the economic complexity surrounding the aircraft has become one of the most discussed aspects of the program. The price of the aircraft and the structure of its financing have raised serious questions. An unusual aspect of the program is that the first 3 aircraft produced were not purchased by Russian airlines. Instead, they were financed through government support and delivered to India. This situation highlights both the strategic nature of the program and the financial challenges facing domestic airlines. India effectively became the first customer for the aircraft. Altitude Addicts explains that this arrangement was made possible through state financial mechanisms. Rather than standard airline purchases, the aircraft were funded through government programs supporting industrial development. Such arrangements are not unusual in the aerospace industry. Governments frequently finance early production units of new aircraft. These early units are often considered part of the development phase. Manufacturers use them to validate production lines and gather operational feedback. In the case of the Il-114-300, the Russian government funded the first 3 aircraft through industrial development programs. This allowed the program to move forward despite high development costs. The aircraft were then delivered to India, making the country the first operator of the type. This was an important milestone for the program. Altitude Addicts points out that the arrangement offered several advantages for the manufacturer. Because the government covered the development costs, the sale could effectively be treated as direct revenue. However, the situation for Russian regional airlines is very different. Once the aircraft enters serial production, domestic airlines will need to acquire it under commercial terms. This is where the main financial challenge becomes visible. The aircraft's current price remains high for many regional carriers. Earlier reports suggested that the first aircraft cost roughly 4 billion rubles each. That amount is equivalent to approximately 40 to 45 million US dollars, depending on exchange rates. Altitude Addicts explains that these early aircraft include research and development costs. Such costs significantly increase the price of initial units. Government projections suggest that the price could eventually fall to about 2.6 billion rubles once serial production stabilizes. However, even this lower price remains difficult for many regional airlines. Many domestic carriers operate with very small profit margins. They also depend heavily on government subsidies. Purchasing aircraft that cost billions of rubles requires access to long-term financing and leasing programs. Stable passenger demand is also necessary. Altitude Addicts explains that these conditions are not always present in remote regions where the aircraft would operate. As a result, officials are discussing ways to subsidize financing for the Il-114-300. One explanation for the aircraft's cost comes from Dmitry Diakonov, the chief designer of KB602 and a professor at an engineering university. His analysis focuses on productivity within manufacturing. According to Diakonov, the main issue is not labor costs. In fact, wages in Russia are generally lower than those in Western aerospace industries. The key difference lies in manufacturing productivity. Modern aerospace factories in Western countries rely heavily on automated production systems. Automation allows workers to produce far more components in each production shift. In some factories, a single worker may oversee machines producing hundreds of identical parts. Altitude Addicts explains that some Russian factories still rely on slower manufacturing processes. This reduces overall productivity. If one worker produces 10 parts, while another factory produces 100 parts, the cost per component rises dramatically. Even lower wages cannot fully compensate for the productivity gap. This problem has historical roots. During the 1990s and early 2000s, Russia integrated deeply into the global economy. Instead of focusing heavily on domestic manufacturing productivity, the industry relied on imported components and technologies. Western suppliers provided many advanced parts. Altitude Addicts explains that this system functioned effectively for many years. Aircraft manufacturers could simply purchase high-quality components from specialized foreign suppliers. However, geopolitical tensions and sanctions disrupted that model. Russia now aims to produce aircraft almost entirely with domestic components. The Il-114-300 represents one of the first aircraft programs built around this principle. Its systems, engines, and avionics are designed to be domestically produced. While this improves strategic independence, it also increases costs in the short term. Domestic supply chains are still developing. Production volumes for many components remain relatively small. Low production volumes naturally lead to higher unit costs. Altitude Addicts explains that aircraft manufacturing depends heavily on economies of scale. The first aircraft in any program are usually the most expensive. These early units include research costs, certification costs, tooling investments, and production line setup expenses. As production increases, these costs are distributed across more aircraft. According to Diakonov, the price of the Il-114-300 could fall significantly if production expands. Higher production volumes would improve efficiency. Factories producing hundreds of aircraft instead of small prototype batches would benefit from stronger supply chains and greater automation. This could gradually lower the aircraft's price. Despite economic concerns, the aircraft remains strategically important. It was designed specifically for regions where jet aircraft are less efficient. Turboprop aircraft, like the Il-114-300, are ideal for short routes with lower passenger demand. They also perform well in difficult climates and from smaller runways. Altitude Addicts notes that this makes the aircraft valuable for remote regions in Russia and other countries. Regional connectivity programs depend on such aircraft. India represents a particularly interesting market. The country has a vast geography and many smaller airports. Programs aimed at expanding regional air connectivity require aircraft capable of operating economically on short routes. The Il-114-300 could potentially serve that role. The long-term success of the program will depend heavily on government support. State investment often plays a major role in aircraft manufacturing. Altitude Addicts explains that governments support aerospace industries for several reasons. Aircraft manufacturing creates highly skilled jobs and preserves technological capabilities. Domestic aircraft programs are also strategically important during periods of geopolitical tension. They ensure national independence in critical transportation technology. Government-supported leasing programs may help airlines purchase aircraft that would otherwise be too expensive. However, investment alone is not enough. Diakonoff emphasizes that the effectiveness of spending is just as important as the amount of funding. Funds must be used to improve manufacturing productivity and industrial technology. Altitude Addicts notes that improving automation, workforce training, and supply chain efficiency will be critical. These factors determine whether production costs can decline. The Il-114-300 program therefore stands at an important turning point. On one hand, it represents a major step toward rebuilding Russia's domestic civil aviation sector. The aircraft proves that Russia can design and manufacture a regional airliner using largely domestic systems. This achievement is technologically significant. At the same time, the program highlights the economic challenges of modern aircraft production. The first government-funded aircraft delivered to India are only the beginning. The true test will occur when airlines begin purchasing the aircraft under standard commercial conditions. If production expands and costs decrease, the aircraft could become competitive in regional markets. Altitude Addicts concludes that the Il-114-300 represents both an opportunity and a challenge. It reflects the delicate balance between national industrial ambition and the economic realities of the global aviation industry. If you liked the video, please subscribe, share, and like. Also, please take the membership of Altitude Addicts to encourage us.